What up? What up? No, I haven't taken anything to AM high yet. Yeah, no, I haven't taken anything to AM high yet. But yeah, my target is previous day high here. So once that gets hit, um, I don't really know what to do for the rest of the day. Maybe we look for shorts from the high. You haven't enjoyed this week? Oh no. So there's the high, obviously. Um, Maybe you took this like 3 minute to get to the high. That's like about the only thing I can see. But yeah, I think we're just bullish until proven otherwise, right? We have this unfilled hourly up here, so maybe that's the next target. And then the condition to become bearish to the downside would probably be the 1 minute here. So if we inverse that, good momentum, probably be bearish. Did I like the 3 minute? No. No, that's a pattern trade. It's okay though. All right, we have this 1 minute to the downside now, off 9:30 open. Obviously, just looking to see what price wants to do here. Targets lower would be like the unfilled, I guess 30 minute below. But yeah, I mean, if we're gonna continue to have bullish order flow today and be in this like bullish trend day scenario, then I'm not gonna want to fade that, right? What's my reason behind not liking it? Um, we just swept out buy side liquidity. We didn't even take an internal low. We had zero delivery. Well, maybe we had like a 15-minute delivery, but I don't know. I don't really like it. I like this 1 minute better because we have like delivery from the higher time frame here, and we have a liquidity sweep, and we have an SMT. So I'm kind of just paying attention to this right now. But yeah, shorts here don't look bad. I'd probably wait for all time frames. So like the 2 and 3 minute here if we can get it. Yeah, so no close below yet. Yep, there's the unfilled hourly, but I'm not too worried about it because we're inside of a 4 hour. But yeah, so far no reason to be bearish yet. And we could just be done for the day, honestly, because we had our big move overnight. We've hit our major objective. There's no real reason to pull back here, right? Like most of the stuff to the downside here is balanced. So we genuinely might just be done for the day. And that's totally fine. Right? I'm not in a rush. Um I am 1 day away from a payout, but like it's an arbitrary target for time, right? Like I don't need to get it today. So if I don't get a play, that's fine. I will say like I do think this short here is A plus. So if we get it on every time frame, I think that's a good play. And the only reason why I'm saying every time frame is because one, the momentum on the shorts so far has not been great. We're outside the macro time, and the draw on liquidity to the downside isn't the best. What I think I'll do here is I'll take the initial position light, and then I'll add to it if we also get the 3 minute. Yeah, I like that plan. So I'm in this light, and then I'm just gonna look to go break even maybe when we tap that lower 5 minute gap, or maybe when we hit CE. I don't know. I don't really know where that is. Oh, we've already hit it. Okay, so yeah, probably just when we hit this lower 5 minute. Maybe I should just go break even now. Definitely gonna go break even now. And then yeah, I'm gonna probably take profit when we get to here. Wow, banger. All right. Pretty close to TP now. All right. And that's a payout. Beautiful. Very nice. How many of you guys took that? Wow, that was really, really easy. That's gonna make a nice clip. You guys can continue to hold, obviously. I just took profit because I entered only light since we didn't get every time frame there, and I wanted to secure the payout. So, but yeah, obviously this is depth candling, so you can hold runners and whatever. But that was still like a good amount of risk reward, right? And that was an A plus setup. So, right, that was at least 1.75 R, maybe 2 R. But yeah, main reason for also taking profit there, right, is because we're running into those higher time frame gaps, that unfilled 15 that I wanted to target, the unfilled 30 minute. I think it made sense, but yeah, obviously we can see price head to London and maybe lower from there. Was I able to add to my position like I said or not? Nah, I wasn't. I mean, I don't really care though. I still caught like 100 points with a micro. I mean, yeah, it's not the craziest profit, but I'm not too worried about it. My primary concern today wasn't about getting a bunch of profit. It was about, hitting the profit target for the day so I could get the payout. And that's all I was willing to do. Well, I consistently go live for AM on YouTube. I'm going to go live like once a week on YouTube. So this is kind of like your free stream for PM if you're interested in joining that. Kind of see what it's like to be in a live stream with me, or if you're just wanting to hang out, I'm fine with that too. Share it with your friends. Is the payout on my trade advice? Yes. Yep. It'll be a like 6K payout, something like that. Yeah, no, I really like the trade. I thought it was A plus. I just wasn't sure if I wanted to fade the bullish order flow yet. And I wanted every time frame to close to be super confident about it just because we were outside the macro time. But I mean, obviously, I really like the setup. That's why I took it. So pretty easy trade. But yeah, glad you guys could catch that. Now there's pretty much nothing to do for the rest of the session. I would definitely be done. The main reason why is because we've taken out the buy side draw and we've gotten the retrace. And while I think we could still be bearish, I just don't know how much further this is going to go. And I don't think that there's going to be like a better short entry than this, right? If you wanted to take an entry this morning and you wanted to be short, that was the entry. So But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna complain about this. This was a good way to start the free stream. So yeah. Tradeify then alpha. Yeah, code reliable with both. Should get you 35% off right now on Tradeify. They just started a sale, so I think they're not as good a deal as Lucid, but they're still pretty good. Way better than Apex because the payout rules are easier. For example, if I was to request the same payout on Apex, I wouldn't be able to right now, right? Because I would need to meet the minimum buffer, and these accounts are only sitting at 2,200 apiece. So I'd only be able to request. I wouldn't be able to request anything, and with Tradeify and Lucid, I'm able to request half. Now, even if I were to get to the buffer on Apex, like that $2,600 amount, I would only be able to request 500, and on these accounts, I'm able to request more than double that. So it's kind of silly, but yeah, they're clearly better, just based on math. Yep, the select accounts. By the way, I tried to find a way to decrease the latency on the stream. Let me know if you guys have noticed a difference. There should only be like a 5 second delay now. But yeah, price looks like it wants to come back for that unfilled 5 minute. All right, I just locked the Tradeify accounts till end of day. Don't want to accidentally mess up the payout somehow, so I guess that's that. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Normally it takes that long, Baker. Yeah, the select accounts are. But yeah, I already look at this price action. Really choppy. Um, we'll see kind of what happens when the 15-minute closes here in a minute, and that'll tell us whether or not we're going to keep heading lower. I think we could get all the way down to here potentially. And then I would probably final TP there. That's 260 points. But how many of you guys are still holding?
Here. Ideally, if you're bearish, you want to see speed through this range and little to no retracement.
What up, Harley?
Reliable. How are we? You doing live
Good.
session today?
I am, yeah, I'm on YouTube right now, but I
Ah,
just wanted to see if you guys caught that short.
I didn't because my trading view charts were frozen.
Damn.
I don't know if anyone else did. Type one in chat if you did. Raid did.
But yeah, I'm
So
going.
previous,
Oh, sorry, what was that?
yeah. No, you go.
Oh, I was just saying, I've been going live like in on YouTube like once a week just for fun. Um,
Yeah,
just messing
good.
around. So if you want to come hang out in there, anyone else, that's fine. Obviously, I know you got your thing going on here, but if you guys just want to have it like pulled up in the background, that would definitely help me out too. Um, but yeah, I was able to get the payout on stream, which was kind of cool. So
Did you?
yeah, this trade was what got me to the payout. So I'll be able to request 6K and then Maybe like I'll get one more payout by the end of the month. That would be nice.
What's that with Lucid?
Tradeify.
Spotify.
Mhm.
You got your Lucid lives, don't you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Everyone goes show reliable some support in there. And then if you like it that much, he's live every day on PM session.
That's true. But yeah, um, I guess now what's the plan? I kind of think the day's done.
Yeah, I think both sides have been pretty engaged here.
Yeah. Why did I take shorts? So we swept major buy side inside of a 4 hour gap, and we inversed that 1/2 minute for value gap at the high. I just that was A plus for my model. We also had an SMT at the high, so I like that. It kind of looks like a long setup. It's a
Yeah.
little choppy, but yeah. The 30-second here out of the 15. But we inverse the 15, so never mind. But we're still holding the 30. So maybe. But yeah, I'll let you guys get back to it. Thanks for letting me come in here and, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Have a nice day, Rally. What? Luck.
Oh yeah. Um, how's the Lucids going? They are going fine. Honestly, I haven't been making too much progress on them. I've been just focused on trading the sim fundeds because trading on the lives makes me a little bit nervous to blow them. But I don't know. This was probably a live account trade. I just wasn't logged into them. When would that protected high not be protected anymore? This one? When we take out this low. Am I looking to long? No, I'm looking to short still, yeah. I don't know if this is protected technically, right? Because we closed above the high and we haven't put in the hourly swing yet, so I don't know if this is considered a protected high. We definitely closed above it. I mean, it's definitely like high resistant, but I don't know if it's protected. Like we could definitely go back to it. And then theoretically, like this 30 minute could be where we deliver from. And so with this 30-second inverse plus us respecting this 30-second gap, like with the BPR we just created, we could come back, right? And we have this unfilled 5 minute, which is our draw right now. So I mean, this is a decent long. Like I don't hate it. I just don't like the conditions now. These conditions seem somewhat choppy. But macro in a minute. I also don't really love the draw on liquidity, right? You're targeting a high that just swept out another high. I would rather target like the liquidity below, right? This seems better to me. Is there an inactivity rule on them? No, there's not. Am I one of Dodgy's mods? No, I'm actually kind of a step above that. I'm an analyst in the Discord, but I've been kind of helping Dodgy run the Discord for almost 2 years now. I do all the PM sessions anytime he needs coverage in the morning. I help run the mentorship, and I do whatever else he needs me to do. So yeah, I'm not just a mod. But yeah, 5 minute or the long yoke's really good. Um, I think that's the break even, right? You just want this to be a clean move higher, and then obviously the 5 minute here. And yeah, there it is. So pretty easy. I'm glad we could read kind of both sides of that. Obviously I didn't take it, right? I'm kind of done for the session on the short there, but um I just want to kind of be aware of both sides at all times. And now theoretically, like we could get a nice short entry from the 5 minute being tapped. But there's no fair value gap, so never mind. But this kind of looks like accumulation. Manipulate down to run the low, distribute up. manipulate up to grab the 5 minute, and now what, right? So we're going to use the 5 minute as our condition, right, to become bullish again back to the high. And if we come back down and get like a CISD here on the 1 minute, we'll be bearish again. So kind of neutral right now, probably going to be bullish. Do I trade the same as him? Pretty similarly. I try and stick more to the model than he does, I think. Like for example, the trade he took this morning was this 3 minute, and this isn't really a trade I would ever take because the inverse doesn't have delivery. You're targeting the break even, which is at a high that just took out another high. And while I do like the draw, right? Like I like the idea of coming up to previous day high. I think that's obvious. I'm looking to take the best possible entry in terms of probability, and I think that waiting for an entry lower when we have delivery is going to be better than trying to enter up here. So that's like how I differ. And instead of trying to force the entry after getting break even, I'll wait for the actual entry model, and maybe I just go for the opposing side instead. So like I took the short. And to me, this is like the entry model. This is perfect. This is exactly what I'm looking for, subjectively and mechanically. I don't know. I feel like I signal a lot of trades, Baker. But yeah, I do try and emphasize education first. When would that be considered protected then? Yeah, it would be protected when we put in a wick, right? So instead of the body closing over and breaking structure to the upside, if we put in a wick and only wicked over the high. So for example, what that could look like would be like, you see this high here that we put in, right? This wick inside the fair value gap, and then we wick above it here. That's the protected high, right? What's another example? This here is protected, right? Because we have the low here that's inside the fair value gap, and we put in a wick below it but didn't close below it. So this is technically a protected low. Anyways, I'm off. Have a good one. Sounds good, Baker. Is it a good trade for longs after the 5 minute inverses? I don't think so because I don't think the risk to reward is that good, and I think you're trying to target a high that just swept out another high. So I don't think the draw and liquidity to buy side is very good here, but it's a pattern trade. Like it's a singular gap with a liquidity sweep with delivery. Um, so yeah, but yeah, I wouldn't be targeting buy side. I still like sell side here. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, like I said, we get a CISD down here. I think we're back to being bearish. So what that could look like is this 3 minute here, or even the 5 minute. The 5 minute would be kind of obvious, like putting in this order block. This CISD would be good too. The 2 minute. But yeah, now I just think this is going to be high resistant because we've gotten the retrace after taking out buy side. So, like I said, I think we're done for the session. But I'm glad we could get like the one trade. That was definitely good. You know what we could do now? We could do Wordle and all the New York Times games because we got our win. How do you use backtesting features in TradingView? Yeah, so you just go into replay mode and you can do it that way. But what I prefer is actually using FX replay and getting thrown into like a random time in the market because if you use TradingView, you can see like kind of the prior, I guess, data like as you're going into replay mode, and then that kind of like spoils your back testing because you kind of know what's going to happen next. But unfortunately, FX replay it does cost money. But yeah, it just seems bearish, right? Delivery out of the 5 minute here. It got that CISD to the downside. Probably just gonna head back to the low now. There's not really a good inverse entry here, but it just seems obvious. Yeah, not really random replays, but like it throws you into a random point in the market. You don't really have any context. Whereas with Trading View, you have to like manually do it yourself, and then you kind of know what's happened when you're zooming in. Maybe there's like a way that you can do it like without knowing. Maybe if you have like a significant other or something going into replay mode for you, or you have maybe you're blindfolded when you do it or something. But yeah, I don't know how you would end up doing it. FX replay just makes it so much easier to track and kind of know how you performed in a session or whatever. But yeah, while we're waiting for price to kind of give us something here, what I like to do is kind of pass time, and one of the ways I do that is by playing these New York Times games. So if you guys want to help me out, that would be great. I don't have a code for FX, no. I think maybe Dodgy does though. Hmm. What is the word here? This is a weird one. So we got 10 a.m. here. I forgot to check news this morning, but it's because I don't really remember seeing anything when I checked the weekly calendar. So bit of weird delivery here. We didn't take the low on either indice. We're just inversing before taking the liquidity. So maybe this is just like a random pullback to balance the inefficiency before heading lower. This could be an inverse, right? This 30-second. I kind of like this. This would technically be a plus. Singular gap delivery from the 1 minute above. Took out this ITH here, so that's our liquidity sweep. And now we kind of have like these relative equal lows to target to go break even. Look interested. It could be this. Okay. E. It could be like retry. Okay. So entry. Hey. That's kind of like a trading word. Two, 3 minute back up. This just seems very choppy. I don't like the price action right now. I would definitely be done for the day. I would only take this like short now on eval, probably the 1 minute. Ren carriage king ply bar bearing tutu attitude Mandela presence ham boot camp Pilates jigs Gandhi aerobics. All right. Uh, presence attitude. When will be the next time I stream? I'm not sure. Will I be doing some educational stuff also? Yeah, ask any question you want and I will answer it. I have a Google form that I created that I can share in here as well. And if you guys have anything that you want to I guess give input on regarding like problems you're having with trading, you can kind of fill it out there and I'll answer it in the next stream. Let me pull it up. But yeah, the form that I created basically uh, details um, what challenges you faced in trading. And so these things, analysis before the entry itself, analysis during the trade, the exit, and psychology, are 5 things that you need to master as a trader in order to become better. So if you're struggling with something in any of these categories, you can post it in here and we will have an opportunity to kind of talk about it. And then these are kind of the responses that people have, posted already. So um there we go. Why am I not live every day? Because I stream in a paid Discord. And I also do one-on-ones in the morning. And so sometimes I'm either covering for Ryan Dodgy in the morning, or I'm doing a one-on-one, or sometimes I just like to trade on my own. And so I like to do it like, I've been trying to do it once a week for free, but uh obviously, if it becomes more popular, I'll obviously, do it more often and whatever. Did I see that IPG short off open? I did. Yeah, yeah. I caught a nice little play. Um, here are my executions for it. But yeah, this trade is what got me my payout. So now I can request at the end of the day. Yeah, I thought it was a really nice short. All right, so looks like we're gonna probably inverse this 5 minute up. The only reason why we'd come back to this high is ultimately to go back to buy side. So I already kind of think this is gonna re-hit the high, but yeah, really weird price action. We failed to sweep the low again here after inversing every bullish PDA rate to the downside. So that's usually a sign that price action isn't very good. OPEX today, um, nice Omni, very nice. But yeah, I think OPEX is probably tomorrow. Since it's usually on a Friday. Do the contracts expire today on the options chain, or does it say tomorrow? If they expire today, then yeah, today's OPEX. I'm pretty sure they say expire today, right? Yeah. Okay. So then yeah, today is OPEX. You're right. Nice. Yeah, I don't do that working out stuff, so I would have never gotten that one. I'm just kidding. It's today because it's a bank holiday tomorrow. Exactly. Yep. 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 Like this, maybe. Maybe this. Looks like we're gonna get the 5 minute inverse. Wow, this is just gone. So we get the 5 minute inverse. Zaire, I don't see a question from you. Where did you DM it to me? Is it on YouTube? I've never used YouTube to do this. Let me check. Yeah, I don't have a DM. Did you like add me? Huh. All right. This long probably works. This 30-second here. I think these are all people, right? No. Maybe you sent it to like the wrong reliable. Nope. Uh-oh. Yeah, I think this long works. But I'm done for the day, so. What's the last one? What is ply? Oh. Oh, it has to do with ballet? I feel like it might be something to do with just like the word itself. And dodgies? Okay. Yeah, let me look. Okay, I added you. I think I'm not gonna get this one. I don't know what the connection is. Yeah, we never got the IPG there. Really weird that we're coming back down after we got the inverse to the upside. Like I said, inversing bullish and bearish gaps both ways. That's your sign. Balance that 5 minute now below. There's really no reason to go lower. That should be it if we're still bullish. Yeah, this 15-second looks good. This? Yikes. Okay. Do we even have like a good inverse here? Maybe this 32nd, right? We could take this on paper. TP back at the high. Maybe go break even once we get back to here. Technically, the break even was here, but that would have made the setup invalid. I think it just goes up. Yeah, we'll go break even here, and then we'll target the high again. ES looks strong bearish. Yeah, they are uncorrelated, but I think the Nasdaq is just getting pushed up by semiconductors right now, and they're not as heavily weighted in the S&P as they are in the Nasdaq. So we're just getting a really strong move higher. Banger. I'm gonna go break even there. That was a good one. Did any of you guys take this one? I think it was pretty obvious we wanted to be bullish, right? That was a nice reaction to the 5-minute. Obviously, I'm done trading on my pundits for today, and I'm trying to be a good risk manager, but that doesn't mean I can't take a trade on paper. And then this could just keep going because there's no reason to return to this high unless the plan is to go higher. So maybe it actually makes more sense to hold out for the hourly here. This would be a good place to scale, though, at this high. So if you're in this with multiple contracts, I would take like the majority off here, I think. Okay, if you just took it with one micro, I would still cover probably at the high. One away. No. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like this. Yeah, I don't know. Last two, that's what got me messed up. What is this? Ooh, barely missed the high. This was a good trade. I don't mind this. Very clear order flow. Draw on liquidity wasn't that good, but definitely a good eval trade at least. Maybe a funded play. I mean, it was pretty obvious we were going to go back to the high. There was no reason to come all the way back up here and inverse everything if we weren't going to go back for it. So, just made sense in terms of structure, like what price was doing there. Okay, so got a couple trades to look at here. Things to do. Here, I'll get rid of this. I've been struggling with underconfidence, for example, today at 6:06 or 18:06. I faded the most textbook 10-minute and 15-minute inverse to the upside with LR and equal highs above. I don't know why. It ran straight to TP, and then there was a 3-minute entry that Dodgers took, but I didn't like that, so I waited for the 1-minute BPR to get inverse, and I missed out on another 3-hour trade combined. It pissed me off because I was struggling with entry the most obvious trades. If you're struggling with executing, that is a lack of confidence issue, and the reason why is because of one or two things. One, experience. So just getting more time on the charts, more time executing, pressing the button. Or two, it's a lack of knowledge, right? You don't know why you're executing, or you don't understand um, something about your process that's causing you to be underconfident. So if you think it's a knowledge thing, spend more time studying, spend more time really getting to know your process for entering a position, and knowing why you're doing it, and just get really accustomed with anticipating trades. And if it's an experience thing, spend more time on the charts, executing and journaling and becoming very comfortable with your model. um, that's the only way that you're going to build confidence with trading and entering your positions. Yeah, so just put in more screen time, just get very familiar with it, because you should never feel like when you're entering a trade, oh, I don't know if I should enter this, I don't know XYZ, right? Like you should know exactly why you're entering a trade or why not. Like when I look at this 1 minute this morning, I know exactly why I was entering this, and I knew exactly how I was going to position myself in this trade, so that not only was I, confident in entering the position, but I was also risk managed well in case it went wrong, right? So you should never feel like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to enter a position. If that's the case, then there's something wrong. Because when I was entering the 1 minute and 2 minute this morning, I did not feel any lack of confidence in taking the position. I would have felt like it was a great loss if I would have lost on it. So, kind of how I'm feeling. But yeah, back test can help with getting more experience. But I always think forward testing is better. Just even paper trading, doing something like this can be helpful, right? Just getting that experience in. So, seeing me do it on the chart, I mean, watching me do this right now is definitely going to help. If you noticed, I entered the position early. Now, why do you think I entered early before price closed over the high or closed over the gap? And boom. Wow, what a banger. The reason why I entered early is because we only had a few more seconds until the close, and it seemed like price was going to close above the high regardless. And so I'd rather take the better entry than try and wait for the time close, right? It already is going to inverse. I might as well, get the better entry. And if I'd waited until the inverse, I might have gotten break even, but because I had the better entry, I didn't. And then obviously, since I had the better entry, right, if I'd taken this with more than one mini, I could fell to the 1 hour, right? Because the only reason why we were coming up here was to ultimately go higher. And where is our next draw on liquidity? Probably the unfilled higher time frame gap. So really, really easy day. Really not a lot to complain about. Even though like this didn't really make sense down here, ultimately what did make sense was how price reacted to bullish order flow, and us tapping the 5 minute, us getting the order block, us getting us disrespecting bearish PD rays, respecting bullish ones, like that all made sense. So very, very easy. But yeah, did anybody take this long? I thought it was a good trade. Made sense. Now, this short would be good if we weren't so bullish and if it made sense in terms of time. Like if we got this short at 10 a.m., like that could be good. Mechanically though, this is A plus. Maybe we're in seek and destroy now, right? Like maybe we're just gonna like take out buy side, then take out sell side, then go back and forth. Like maybe this is a good short. Wow, Dodgy's already done. Goodness. part-timer. Hey, no comment. Wow, this short actually looks textbook. It looks like the same one that we took earlier. But even better, honestly, because the break-even's better. I just don't know how I feel about the draw and liquidity. I think mechanically this is A plus. I think I mean, I'll take the short on paper, I guess. Look at the momentum. This is A plus. Like what? Momentum's good. Model's good. Time isn't. Draw and liquidity's kind of mid. This is like the fourth trade today. I mean, this, yeah, instant break even. Wow. Dude, this is so easy. Why did I lock myself out? I could be 3 for 3 today. You could take profit at 1-1 here. I don't know how many points 1-1 would be. It looks like 40 maybe. I don't know how far this is going to go back, right? Like, there's not really any reason to come back down to here. But this is a lot of momentum, so maybe we will. I mean, this was A plus. I don't know what to do. All right, I'm closing there. Wow. That's another banger, guys. Like you could have taken that, you could have taken the long, you could have taken that short. Like it's all really good. I'm covering here because I don't really think price has to come down to this low, and this was, us balancing the entire 30-second there, but I mean we could. This is a lot of momentum. That was like an instant 60 points in a minute too, so I was like, might as well. But yeah, this looks really, really good with momentum. Why was this A plus? Delivery from the 4 hour still. Swept out buy side with a liquidity sweep reaction. Instant V shape plus singular gap. This is mechanically for the model A plus, and then the momentum is what sold it for me. I mean, yeah, the draw on liquidity is a C tier draw on liquidity, but it doesn't matter when everything else is A plus. And like I said, I don't think it makes sense to come back to this low, and now we have an SMT here, so that's why I covered. But you could obviously still be holding, especially if you have more than one contract. I mean, this was like instant 1.5R. So far in the morning, I'm up like, I don't know, 4R, I think. Wow, dude, he should not have gotten off. That was like insane. Also, we had the SMT at the high too, right? ES was still like all the way down here, and Q took the high. So a lot of reasons. Wow, this is a banger. Holy. Wow, we're gonna go back to AM low. We're gonna go back. This is Seek and Destroy. I don't think so. I don't think so, Esteban. I just follow like the data, right? And the data says that's a good trade. Regardless of what happened in the previous setups, I don't let that influence any future setups, right? If I take multiple losses though, right, I'm gonna like be a risk manager first. And like, well, yes, maybe the future trades after the ones that I took failed are still good. I don't want to end up risking too much on a single day. I'd rather come back because I'm probably if I'm taking a lot of losses in a single day, that means that like I've messed up somewhere in my process. This 30-second long looks good coming off that last gap. Uh, Sweep, singular gap. I mean, yeah, it looks good. Probably goes to this high. You can go break even. I don't know. I wouldn't take it, right? But like this one I would obviously take because we're coming from the extremity. This one's from internal. Like it might work, right? Because we're still respecting that 5 minute we swept that low. But I prefer to take the short or the long off the extremity of the range versus trying to catch the reversal from inside the range. Does that make sense? And we haven't even taken the low on ES, so there's not really any reason to reverse yet. This is just a pattern trade. When the draw is not good, isn't that a pattern trade? No, 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 no. A pattern trade would be like this, right? Where we have the model, right? But it doesn't make sense to inverse in terms of liquidity. This does make sense to reverse because of liquidity. Okay? That's the pattern trade. Is when it doesn't make sense in terms of liquidity. But you would agree, right? Like this short here makes sense with liquidity because we took out buy side again. We had an SMT. We had delivery from the 4 hours. So like if we reverse, that makes sense. Right? Harley, I've been done, but I've just been like tape reading and calling out plays and we caught the long here to the high and then we caught the short and I should have held, but I only had one contract, so I just took it for 1.5 R. But I took no drawdown on it, so that was cool. And I think we're just going to continue to head lower. So yeah, to recap, the draw for a play can be bad, but if it makes sense in terms of liquidity and everything else is A plus, it can still be a good subjective trade. Why am I not live every day? I kind of explained it earlier, but the main reason why is because I also help run a paid Discord. So this is just like me providing value to you guys for free in hopes that, you know, if you want additional education, you can obviously go check me out on WAP or whatever and join me for future classes there. But I don't know. That's about it. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. So we came back, we balanced that, right? 30-second here actually worked, right? Because we held the BPR there, so I'm surprised, but yeah, I mean even pattern trades right now are working, so oh, this one? Yeah, that was clean. I entered early before the close. It just looked like we wanted to go up and re-hit the high, right? No reason for us to come back down, especially since we had the 5 minute IO fed there. I'm guessing that's why you entered. You were like, "Oh, these are my low resistant conditions," and then you were like, "Oh, the inverse. All right, time to take it." You probably took. You could have taken like maybe the 15-second OB there too, if you wanted to, or the 5 second inverse. Yeah, did you take the 5 second inverse? That looks really clean. Could have gotten in way earlier than I did. All right. I think that's actually it. There's no way we're going to get anything else today, right? I mean, maybe we get this inverse back up now in the 3-minute and go back to the highs again. Those 400 playlist videos are gold. Wait, what? Those are public? I did not know that. The trade recaps thing? Oh, it is public. True. Well, guess what's about to get made not public? Yeah, 3-minute back up looks insanely V-shaped. This has to be a pattern trade though, right? I guess it's not protected. All right. 2-minute inverse. Nope. Yeah, waiting on the 3. It's all right. I plan on like posting more educational content anyway, so you'll have a bunch of stuff. And I'll post stuff from that trade recap playlist into like a free playlist for you guys to see. Like I'll go through and I'll like cherry pick like the best streams or whatever, like the most educational. What in terms of liquidity, the difference between making a protected high, like you explained before, versus us closing above the high, like you can see on the chart. Yeah, I mean it's just the candle bodies. So if the candle body closes above the previous high, then that's what makes it like not protected. But if we wick above the high, that's protected, right? So like how the 15-minute is right now, if we were to close this and make an ITH here, this 15-minute high would be protected. But if we don't make an ITH, right, and we close above the high as we make the ITH, or we just don't put it in an ITH, then it's not protected, right? That's pretty much it. Okay, so 3-minute inverse there. I don't know. It looks like it wants to go back to the high. It's a lot of momentum back up. Obviously, I'm not going to take this one, but yeah, that's insane. So 3 for 3 on the day. What do I think about the shorts? I don't think the shorts are good right now because we continue to respect this bullish 50 or 5-minute. If we were to break this at some point, I might become bearish. But yeah, as long as we're holding this is our significant gap. So I'm gonna want to be bullish still. ITH intermediate term high. I mean, I guess this is like external high, but basically it's just a swing high, right? Our swing high here is not protected because we closed above a previous swing high. And then on the 15-minute, if we put in a swing high, right, that 3-candle pattern, lower high, higher high, lower high, and either the last candle closes above the high, or we just don't even make a lower high here, like we continue to make a higher high, then this won't be a protected high. But if we stall here and we put in the swing high here without closing above the previous wick, then this would be a protected high. Okay. And we would have to come back to the low before taking the high in terms of liquidity. Okay. Like maybe this is a rejection block now, right? So on some time frame, I don't know, maybe like a 10-minute. Yeah, this is a rejection block on the 10 minutes. So maybe we want to reject here and inverse like the 2-minute back down to head back to the low. I don't know. I'm just theorizing. I'm just tape reading. I mean, we're probably just accumulating on the higher time frame. It's just translating as like this low resistance chop, which I know sounds like uh, an oxymoron, right? Low resistance chop. How is that possible? But it's like lower time frame is low resistance, higher time frame is high resistance. So that's how we get like low resistance chop. So yeah, 2 more minutes till this 2-minute inverses. Yes. Yes, exactly. And we're still respecting bearish gaps. So yeah, I agree. This would be indicative of shorts if we got it. But I don't know, guys. I think that's probably going to be it for me. I did record the stream, so I'll probably post it at some point. But I don't think I have anything else. I think that's going to be it for us. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to wrap up stream here. I hope you guys learned something today. If you enjoyed the stream, leave a like, subscribe. I'm going to do this probably once a week, so hopefully next time you're here, if you missed any of the trades today, you'll be able to take one of the trades next time. And yeah, tune into my other socials. I'll probably post a short later today taking my payout. And yeah, if you have enjoyed PM, you should. It's $50 a month. You get pretty much the same thing I did today, but just a dedicated session for it. And yeah, other than that, I will catch all of you next week. Peace out.